I want to thank our comrade, Diana Williams-Humphreys, our Madam Chair of our 83rd anniversary conference of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party here at the Marriott St. Kitts. Permit me, of course, to recognize the Honourable Penny Beckers-Robinson, our featured speaker, who has journeyed all the way from Trinidad and Tobago to be here. Give her a special round of applause. Also recognize the former Honourable Dr. L. Martin, our deputy leader of this great party. My other parliamentary colleagues, the Honourable Marcella Liebert, the chair of our great party, the Honourable Conwys Maynard, first-time runner, did it in fine style. Give him a tremendous round of applause as well. I recognize as well all of our distinguished candidates in our last elections. Let us hear the applause for them. They've done a marvelous job. And our former parliamentary colleagues, former Honourable Neville Rupert Herbert, and also Honourable former none other than Comrade Liebert, Cedric Liebert. Let us all recognize them here this afternoon. Your Excellencies, our distinguished ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, the President of the St. Kitts-Nevis Trades and Labour Union, Philip Flaherty, and other members of the executive of that organization, our sister organization, executive members of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, all of our delegates, all of our special invited guests and friends and comrades. Again, I formally welcome you as leader to the 83rd anniversary annual national conference of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. I wish to emphasize that we are gathered here today, as we have time and time again for more than 80 years, to protect and maintain our status as the largest and the most widely supported, the most effective political party in the history of our proud Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, comrades, we gather in a spirit of thanksgiving and celebration. We gather in a spirit of gratitude for the extraordinary impact that we, the members of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, through the grace of God, have had on our beloved country. And we gather in a spirit of celebration, a celebration born of the knowledge that what we have accomplished, the advances that we have brought about, the opportunities that we have made possible all across this federation are bringing hope and joy, advancement and security to the people of this federation, and will continue to do so, not for 1 week, not for 1 month, not for 1 year, but for the generations to come in this our beloved land. I want you, therefore, to give your St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, to which we all belong, and the party that has done so very much for so many people and for so very long, a joyous, tremendous round of applause. Comrades, we have come here we have come here today from all parts of the Federation. And no matter which route you took to get here, I know that you were able to see Kittitians and Nevisian men and women, boys and girls, who 20 years ago never dreamed that they would be owners of their own homes and the land on which those houses sit today, but who today are both homeowners and landowners. We are tremendously proud of our great party, who today have a major asset with which to raise credit and to pass on to their children. That has been our gift. That has been Labour's permanent, lasting, and life-altering gift to thousands of our brothers and sisters here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And for that we give thanks. For that we celebrate today. There are some of us as delegates and guests who have journeyed from Nevis to participate in this conference in a spirit of oneness with the Labour Party, that most defining feature of our Charter for Progress. And as they would have sailed through the Narrows, and as you sail through the Narrows on a daily basis, and finally dock at Majors Bay, you would have witnessed the buildings of the ultra-luxury five-star Park Hyatt Hotel, the first Park Hyatt in the Caribbean that is now emerging majestically from the sands of Banana Bay, which is a testament of the global success and the leading role of our own Citizenship by Investment program. The CIP also provided the confidence to tackle our national debt, significantly reduced from nearly 200% of GDP to about 80% today, and responsible for amassing some $700 million surplus left in our treasury and creating a foundation, the SIDF, that is the blueprint for transitioning our sugar-based agricultural economy to one of services. Let us give again this government of the past tremendous applause. There are those of us who came here today from the Capistier region of our federation. And on the way here, you would have seen Kittitian Hill in the beautiful foothills of Mount Lyamega. But today, next year, and 20 years after that, you will see Kittitians and Nevisian men and women continuing to do business there, generating income for their families there, providing services and selling their goods right there. And today, next year, and 10 years from now, we will all know in gratitude and celebration that it was your votes, it was your support, it was our combined energies together that made Kittitian Hill possible for the lasting benefit and uplift of Kittitians and Nevisians of all political persuasions and from every corner of our country for generations to come. Kittitian Hill is our own founding, and we will always be proud of it. Others of us would have come here by way of the F.T. Williams Highway. And as we did, we would have passed the YU Lounge at the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw International Airport, a facility much praised these days by many across the land for the competitive edge that facility gives to our federation in the international travel market. The presence of that lounge and the guests that it attracts and will continue to attract automatically create extra demand for goods and services from the people of this country, dear comrades. And this demand will continue farther into the future than either you or I can ever see, for the benefit of our country's men, our country's Kittitian and Division women, and the children for whom they are responsible. And so today, next year, and the year after that, as the revenues continue flowing to our country's families, as their sense of security is further strengthened, and as their stability is ever more assured, we will again look on and rejoice in the gift that our work made possible for them, our brothers and sisters in this proud Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have all seen all types of before and after images in real life, in magazines, in television. Extreme makeovers, they sometimes call them. But I am certain that the before and the after contrast that will always stand out most in the minds of all of us here in this room and everyone in this country is the contrast between St. Kitts and Nevis in 1995 when we took office and St. Kitts and Nevis today that we have left behind. The contrast is not only stark in tourism and hospitality services, but in healthcare, in education, in housing, in social programs and upward social mobility, in agriculture, in roads and highways, in our airports and our seaports, in telecommunications and renewable energy. In all of these areas, comrades, the contrast between what Labour met in 1995 and what we then moved to create and deliver to our fellow nationals was bold and dramatic indeed. The specifics you have heard time and time again over the years and during the recent election campaign. Indeed, the specifics you are seeing and experiencing today as you move about the Federation, these are what we refer to. The specifics and the advances that you already know. But did you also know that the vision and energy of our party and the vision and energy of your Labour government produced in this tiny country a rate of economic growth that was higher than any other country in the entire Caribbean, with the exception of the Dominican Republic, which itself is a country of 18,000 square miles, a country of some 10 million people, and a country that has gold, silver, nickel, and bauxite. But through the grace of God, we did. What others see as little, God helps believers to make much. And maybe all we have here in St. Kitts and Nevis is land and people. But with your support and Labour at the helm, our tiny country was able to develop and implement an economic strategy that produced in 2014 a growth rate that was twice what was expected of us by the experts. We produced a growth rate that was the highest in the entire Caribbean, with the exception of one country. We did produce a growth rate, comrades, of some 7% that is unmatched. And this was recently announced by the International Monetary Fund. And for this too, we are thankful. We are grateful. We are grateful and thankful to you, our supporters. For this, we rejoice today. Comrades, local heavy equipment operators, our accountants, our surveyors, our doctors, our nurses, our masseurs and masseuses, specialized craftsmen, our babysitters, our computer specialists, our supermarkets, our hardware stores, our lawyers, our receptionists, our electricians, our plumbers, our layout artists, and public relations specialists, they are all enjoying an enhanced standard of living today because of the completely refurbished Ocean Terrace Inn, the ever-expanding Silver Reef, the new and dramatically upgraded Royal St. Kitts Hotel, the expanding Christoph Harbour development, and all of the developments that our votes and our work and our love and commitment to this country made possible. Let us give another round of applause to the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party in government, I say. And I emphasize this afternoon that what you did, comrades, with your votes in 1995, again in 2000, again in 2004 and in 2010, delivered to our fellow Kittitians and Nevisians a range of personal and national advancement opportunities that will continue to bear fruit way beyond our own lifetimes. And for that, again, we are grateful. For that, again, we celebrate with you today on the 83rd anniversary of the founding of our great party. We all know the parable about the master who, having distributed talents to his workers, then returned to see what each of them had in fact achieved. We of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, the people of our country, and indeed the entire region know that where this party and our impact and our own impact are concerned, the evidence all around our country proclaims time and time again, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. And when in the months and years ahead, we see local men and women of all stations reaping the benefits of Koi Resort, reaping the benefits of Hilton Hotel at Pelican Bay, from Park Hyatt, and from Hilton's Resort, from Imperial Golf and Beach Residences, from Golden Rock Commercial Park, and Montebello Residences, and so many other developments. We will look at each other and say, this we did for the love of country that we have. This we did for this country that we love so dearly. And when in the months and years ahead, we see our mobile police station moving from one area of the country to another in order to keep the people of this country safe, and witness the graduation of qualified security personnel from the European Union-funded Regional Security Academy at Limekiln, we will look at each other and say, this we did for the safety and security of our country, St. Kitts and Nevis. With police officers, fire officers, defense force personnel, government teachers, sanitation workers, custom officers, and all other government workers already having access to medical care free of cost, we can view this and know that this too we did for the country that we love so dearly. And as the universal health care that Labour had already established continues to be implemented and expanded, we will know that this too, ladies and gentlemen, this too Labour did for the people of our proud federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. I wish to remind us that nature is the greatest and wisest of teachers, my comrades. Even the richest, darkest soil is made more fertile if it is allowed for a short while to lie fallow. Pruning our most special trees brings forth foliage and fruit and flowers much more lush and vibrant than ever before. Nature gives us the peace and tranquility of the sacred nights so that we might spring forth energized to face the new and waiting morn. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Let us always remember this. So let us not be sorry for ourselves today. We are a great party of great success, and there is much further that we shall take this great country of ours under the banner of labor. And so this is a time, as I have said, to give thanks. This is a time, as I have said, to rejoice. This is a time to remember the month, and in fact, to remember, I should say, the motto that makes the Labour Party that it is grown to be today. This is the month that we shall remember when we, year after year, come here and celebrate the founding of our great party. This is the time when all of us, young and old, male and female, from one end of our country to another, must, as members of labor, look around for the good that we can do, and we must do that good for the benefit of our country and for ourselves. The St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party was established to right the wrongs, and that we have done with pride and dignity. We have done this throughout the almost 100 years that we have been in existence, having been founded in 1932, almost 100 years after the abolition of the enslavement of our African ancestors back in 1834, and 50 years before our great independence in 1983. The black people of this country, we remember they could not vote, but labor fixed that. They were shut out of high schools, but labor fixed that too. There was no social security, nothing to help Kittitians and Nevisians in their old age. Labor fixed that as well. And let us thank the Lord for that as well. There were no indigenous commercial banks, you would remember, but labor created one, so that today our St. Kitts-Nevis and Anguilla National Bank is the leader of all indigenous banks in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. We are proud of what we have created. And while the government of St. Kitts and Nevis between 1980 and 1995 had zero interest in securing either loans or scholarships for the children of ordinary locals to get an education, the Labour administration over the last nearly 20 years single-handedly created the booming middle class that you see today by ensuring that the children of yesterday's sugar workers, the children of yesterday's domestic servants and laborers are today's fully qualified and productive electricians and architects. They are today our plumbers and engineers. They are our lawyers and our surveyors. They are our designers. They are our choreographers. They are our doctors and our lecturers. They are our importers and exporters. They are our dentists and our computer specialists. They are our proud psychologists and economists. They are our accountants, and they are our pilots. Let us give them tremendous applause to see how far we have come over the last 20 years. And the list, I remind you, goes on and on. But the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party made it possible indeed. We demanded and urge the people of this country to dream, and they have dreamed. We demanded that they strive, and they have striven. And in the process, to turn those dreams into reality, they have. I want you to walk through our towns and our villages, and walk through our neighborhoods today, and see and feel the transformation therein. I want you to look at the options now available to our brothers and sisters. Look at the labor-created opportunities locals continue to seize on a daily basis. Look and see and celebrate our impact. The past 20 years caused the children of St. Kitts-Nevis, unlike the children of my day, or even the children of 20 years ago, to believe that with dedication and with God's help, great things were possible. They saw their neighbors' children going off to study, their cousins heading to the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College for specialized training. They saw their older friends holding positions of responsibility, and so they rightly believed in themselves and in life's possibilities. That is the beauty of the transformation that we in labor brought about over the past 20 years, the benefit of our people and our country. It was, of course, material. It was psychological. It was emotional. But it was really real, so that our people are part of it today. Comrades, there are those who have been stripped of their livelihoods in our federation today, and there has not been any good reason given to the people of this country. The St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party will expose those wrongs and will fight as ordinary labor ever has to correct these wrongs, my dear fellow comrades. We are the vanguard of the rights of our people. It's a legacy that has been passed on to us through the generations of our leaders of this great party. There are those who are suddenly being denied opportunities for training and personal advancement that were already approved by your government. And this the public must know. And this the public, in collaboration with the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party and with our St. Kitts-Nevis Trades and Labour Union, must fight and must fix. Some people, they are being denied access to NHC houses that had already been designated as theirs. They have been denied land for which they had already begun paying. This as well, labor shall fiercely resist with the support of you, the people here in this room today. Comrades, moving around our federation is a deeply heartwarming and uplifting exercise for me, as I know that it must be for all of you as well. For no matter where we go, no matter where we look, the evidence of labor's vision and energy, unparalleled impact abounds. After near 20 years as Prime Minister, I wish to remind you that there are no monuments to Denzil L. Douglas. There are no airports in my name, because that my party and I would have found distasteful. There are no highways named after me, because the priority of labor has always been service, not self-adulation. There are no buildings, no institutions, no schools named after me, because those who have emerged from these institutions bear testament of my dedicated and enduring commitment for the search of knowledge and for search of learning. The support of this federation's majority, as reflected in our most recent elections, is my monument, my dear comrades. That is the monument of Denzil Llewellyn Douglas. And so the hope and the confidence that Labour has put in the eyes, that has placed in the hands and the fingers of this nation's children as they manipulate the keys on their computers. This, of course, constitutes my monument, my friends of Labour. The self-assurance I can sense in the thousands of locals who are now secure landowners and homeowners all across this blessed land. This too is my monument. And for all of this and so much more, I thank you, my comrades. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your support throughout the ages. I thank you for your support in the future. I say to you, together we have achieved much, and together we shall achieve even more. Today, more than any other day, I thank our investors and developers, especially our economic citizens, our domestic and foreign, those for domestic and foreign investment, for the tremendous confidence that they have demonstrated in us as a government, as a people, and as a proud and progressive country. I also thank our public servants, our civil servants and government auxiliary employees, all employees of the industrial estates, our hard-working women, and for the quality and productivity of service that they have provided to our citizens, to our investors and our developers, that made them believe in us and continue to invest in this country of ours. We also salute today our ambassadors, our proud ambassadors, and those who are our diplomats, those of the diplomatic and consular corps, who ensured endurable links between St. Kitts and Nevis and the rest of the free world. And I thank with all my heart the extraordinary and highly valued members of my cabinet. The Honourable Dr. Earl Asim Martin. Stand, Asim, and be proud of what you have achieved. The Honourable Marcella Althea Liebert. Stand, Marcella, and be proud of what you have achieved. The Honourable Glenn Goes Philip. Stand, Glenn. Stand for what you have done to impact sports and information technology here in our country with our young people. Thank and praise Patrice Nisbet and the Honourable Jason Hamilton. Is Hamilton in the house? For the tremendous support he provided at a very difficult time in the history of our government. We salute today the Honourable Nigel Alexis Carty, who continues as our senator in the parliament. And we shall not stand down. We shall stand up whenever it becomes necessary to defend the rights of our people in our parliament. And the Honourable Richard Ricky Skerritt, is he here still? For their years of dedication and for the tireless application of their considerable skills and for having made all of Labour's accomplishments possible. Please join me, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, in a joyous round of applause in honor of these remarkable public servants. And then too, I must also thank the Honourable Conwys Maynard. Let us give Conwys Maynard his due share of applause. Dr. Norton Wilson, Dr. Vance Gilbert, and Dr. Terence Drew. for the spirit and commitment with which they took Labour's message to the electorate during the recent election campaign. Please give them all a tremendous round of applause, my comrades and ladies and gentlemen. And now I summon you to recognize that we move forward. We will not look back anymore. We shall move forward, I say. Your great commander and leader said to delegates here, we move forward from today. As the comrade here told you, to take back our government in the name of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We move forward today. In the name of our people, we move forward. And we move forward today, as Labour always has, focusing on the task at hand. As we prepare ourselves, as you prepare yourselves in every nook and cranny of our constituencies to return to office, whenever, I stress, whenever we must be prepared to return to office whenever general elections are again called. I want to thank our guests for being part of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party's 2015 annual conference. As our members move forward as a real party with a real constitution and with actual members to democratically decide exactly who will lead our party and who will lead and constitute our national executive in the year that lies ahead. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to say this earlier, but as you leave today's conference and you approach the gate of this establishment, this facility where we are gathered, please remember to turn around and take a look at this establishment, the St. Kitts Marriott Hotel. Think of the opportunities that it presents, generates for the government and people of this country, and give yet another round of applause for yet another lasting testament and monument of our great party in government. Testament and monument to the vision and energy of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. I thank you, my dear comrades, for attending this conference. And may God bless and keep us all. Long live the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Long live the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And 3 cheers to our great nation after 20 years of building by Labour. Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Hip, hip! God bless you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.